So the bane of my life of having a guide dog, the most negative thing with having a guide dog is when we get refused and we don't get access that we deserve. So you might go into a restaurant and they say, sorry, no dogs. Do you guys get that?
Yes, all the time. I don't know about you.
I've only had it really once, but it was quite significant and it made national press.
Oh, really?
Santa Pod is a speedster raceway in Northampton, just around the corner from where I live. And as we were just walking towards the gate to go in, the security and health and safety guys came across because no, we're not allowing you access. We're rebooking your tickets, here's your refund, we're not allowing you access for health and safety for the purpose of the dog. So I put it out on Facebook to all our friends that we were due to meet, that we couldn't no longer meet them. That got picked up by Three Counties Radio, got picked up by Guide Dogs, it got picked up by Northamptonshire Radio and eventually the BBC.
So I travel around the country and I have it really often, like from taxi drivers especially. And you know, I think some taxi drivers' perspective is that they think that the dog's going to jump all over the place and get hair everywhere. And my response to that sometimes is, well, you know, you let dirty people in your taxi. You're providing a public service. You let smelly people in your taxi. You let ladies' hair all over your taxi. You know, you let people with dirty shoes, people being sick. So a guide, you know, my guide dog's probably cleaner than a lot of people. You know, and so for me, it's not the greatest excuse, but then you'll get loads of different reasons, like, oh, I'm allergic to animals, so I can't have the guide dog.
But they can't provide a certificate.
Yeah, but they can't provide a certificate. You know, they've got to provide a certificate to say they're allergic to animals, but they always say that anyway. And it's a really common issue, you know, and guide dogs say that 75% of people have been refused access in public vehicles, so.
On my most recent one, wasn't actually a taxi driver, it was the taxi firm who refused to take the booking because I had an assistant dog. Well, obviously she's a guide dog. Yeah. Now this taxi firm actually always takes guide dogs, generally, because my sister worked with blind people with multiple disabilities when she moved to the area that they're in now. And it was so infuriating because it was New Year's Day. I had no way to get to where I wanted to go because there was no public transport other than these taxis. I've also had other taxi refusals. I've had refusals in restaurants, or they may eventually let me in, but I'm confined to my seat. I can't go up to the buffet section, for example, and get my own food. And if I'm just with my son, I'm like, but he's 9 years old, and you know, it becomes an issue then. My other one is I've gone to an event, a family-friendly event, and I got refused twice in half an hour to go within these things with my son, and no, I don't say boo to a ghost, we never have said anything, but it was for the sheer fact that these refusals was done in front of him, and he was so mortified and upset that I did go and complain, and a lot of people come in and help. There was like a health and safety representative, the managers come in and everything else. I really annoyed a lot of people, but in the end they knew what they were doing was wrong, but it makes you feel so belittled and useless, and it is so humiliating. So,
not long ago, I was refused in a hotel. I was, you know, just relaxing, I had a business meeting, and the manager came over to me and said, actually, you need to get out of the hotel because no dogs allowed. And I explained to him it was a guide dog, and he didn't understand what a guide dog was. You know, and I think we assume that in this country that everybody understands what a guide dog is, when actually they don't. And like we had the conversation earlier, like about, you know, some guide dogs are black, some guide dogs are grey, some guide dogs are big, small, whatever, fat, thin. And guide dogs come in many different breeds and sizes, and not everybody understands what they are.
I think it's as a whole, because if you've not been around anyone that's VI, you're not going to be aware of such things. So. No. You're not going to be aware that there are different levels of visual impairment. So for someone that's registered severely sight impaired, there's different levels of that. And so if you're not used to being around that, or have never met anyone like that, you're just not going to know.
Yeah. And you don't know what you don't know as well. And I think, and if all the media has just fed you these fluffy golden animals, then that's all you believe, that's what they are.
Yeah.
You know?
It's also how society portrays
it, yeah.